Shaun Cothill, who's Head of Business Development at Safricloud, joins us at the Cloud Conference 2020. It's all virtual. You're looking good with your headphones on. Good to see you, Shaun. Safricloud, what exactly is Safricloud? What do you guys do?
Great, thanks, Aki. Thank you very much for the introduction there. It's good to be with you guys. This is our first cloud conference for the year. So yeah, very excited to be part of the team. So basically, a little bit about Safricloud is that we're a Genesis cloud value-added reseller partner. We specialize in turnkey CX solutions and deliver a return on investment. Our core focus is to guide companies through their digital transformation with enhanced strategy. We offer competitive voice rates as well as SIP accounts, making us a one-stop shop. And we also have a work-from-home solution. We've actually enabled over 5,000 odd people through these troubled times or the last couple of months. So that was quite a core focus for us. We're part of a bigger organization, and we're able to enable people to continue working. Our biggest focus is really Genesis Cloud. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment.
That's pretty cool, Shaun. I mean, listen, there's been big transformation, big things happening, moving to the cloud. Many organizations are really looking at it very seriously. But now, why are South African companies hesitant, or they may have been hesitant up until the start of COVID-19 to switch to the cloud, where some have been embracing it? What are you seeing in the South African market?
Well, basically, I see that a lot of people have invested heavily in existing hardware. They have existing contracts on site or on premise. So, to pull away from those is very difficult. So, also what I've seen is multiple companies in multiple meetings that I've had is that the guys have lots of different platforms that are managed by different resources. And with these different resources, it's costly. It's inefficient in a business. So that I found that people are looking into different silos in their business and pulling data and pulling reports, and the data and the reports are unstructured. So for any business owner, how do you take that information and turn your business around or make positive decisions for your business when the data is not real time and it's not relevant? So the companies that have made that move to cloud, you can definitely see they've had a vast or significant return. They've seen staff morale has changed, customer satisfaction, increased business efficiency. So there's definitely been a lot more positives than negatives. And as more and more vendors go to cloud, you'll see a lot more collaboration with and deep integration with unified communications, which is a big thing for us. We've been talking to lots of different players all over the world, and I mean, I've personally had lots of meetings with many different companies all over the world, and everybody's talking about the CX strategy and AI and all that kind of stuff. And cloud enables that. Cloud allows you to integrate with so many different platforms, so many different people, and it's really enhancing the digital strategy basically for any organization.
And what about CIOs? I mean, they're the ones who have to make these big decisions, right? What are they experiencing? What are CIOs experiencing moving to the cloud in South Africa, for example?
I think that a lot of people have this perception that cloud is a bit of a problem, or it might not be stable, which is incorrect. So from our side, from a Safricloud perspective, basically what we do is we start engaging with discovery sessions, and we want to understand the role players in your business. We want to understand where the business needs to be and what they're trying to achieve. And basically what we do is we do a CX maturity assessment. So we're trying to understand where the company is and where the call center is basically, and understand if they're all talking the same. We often find different divisions want different things, and people are not really talking to each other. So we try and align the business, and then we kind of give the business focus from all aspects. So yeah, basically the idea is to formulate a full strategy, and then also assist the company by deploying the strategy, and obviously deploy it successfully, because the return on investment is the biggest factor at the end of the day. People are spending money on cloud, and they want to see how long it's going to take them to get their money back. So it's quite an interesting process, and it's quite a long process. It's lengthy, but we can turn it around pretty quickly.
I mean, it's not as straightforward as people think it is. I mean, I think that we, as when I say we, I think organizations overcomplicate it sometimes. It doesn't necessarily have to be that complicated, but I think that when there's a lot of complexity, it adds a little bit of friction, as you've pointed out. What kind of issues have your clients had, for example, when making the switch, and how did you go about resolving them?
Some of the major factors at this point in time, and I think why the South African market has taken so long to get to cloud is the likes of internet connectivity. Internet connectivity has never really been available and readily available, and it's also been quite costly. So what you've seen in the last couple of years, you've seen massive deployments of fiber, you've seen massive rollouts of 4G, now even 5G. And what we are finding is that as fiber and all these technologies are becoming readily available, it's enabling people to actually work remotely, or even allowing businesses to have that decent connectivity to their organization and allowing people to connect remotely.
Interesting.
The simple thing, yeah, the simple thing is, in today's age, all you really need is a laptop, and all you need is the 3G dongle or internet connectivity, whatever it is, and you're able to continue business as usual.
That's so interesting, Sean. I mean, you don't think about it, but I mean, connectivity may have been an issue, say, 4 or 5 years ago. There are other issues at the moment, but that perception is still there, and the challenges of moving to the cloud in a South African context, as well as you mentioned. What are those perceived challenges that the CIOs and those kind of C-suite people see?
So right now is, as I mentioned just now, is internet connectivity, and one of the more recent things is power outages, ESCOM load shedding, all that kind of stuff. So that's also definitely been problematic for people. It's all fair and well now enabling your staff member to be able to work from home, but now you also got to worry about the power at their home. In a business environment, obviously, in your building, you can put generators and stuff like that, which is a costly investment, but you can still keep continuity in your own business. Now, how do you do that when you're at home? So the only real logical way is to enable a staff member with a laptop. Alternatively, bring them back to the office, let them continue working from the office. But, also we're kind of restricted at this point in time.
But Sean, I want to go back onto the reasons why people move to the cloud. There's obviously a key strategic thing from an organization point of view to move there. Could you perhaps simplify that a little bit for us and tell us about the key strategies as to why people make a decision to move to the cloud?
One of the most important aspects is obviously business continuity. People expect you to be on the other side of the phone when they're phoning in. So from a business owner's perspective, you need to continue trading, whether it's from home or from the office. What we're finding is on-premise equipment is kind of requires constant maintenance, and periodic software patches. So also your reliance on other people, whereas where you're on Genesis Cloud, we have a whole set of people on the back end that ensures that the platform is always up, the software is always up to date, and that's a massive positive when it comes to enabling cloud and enabling people. One of the biggest factors of Genesis Cloud is obviously the different channels that you can integrate into Genesis. So obviously you have voice, you have WhatsApp, all your social components, Google, you have email, SMS, co-browsing, video calling. So it has a lot of added value that you can add into the software without having to bring in other parties and other different service providers. So it's basically one service provider provides everything from one solution.
I mean, it's pretty fascinating listening to you, and I mean, it just makes so much sense to take that journey by adding that flexibility and the agility to any organization. But the one thing that you hear often in South Africa is that there's this massive skills shortage, especially related in the ICT sector to cloud solutions. Is there a problem? What are we doing to address the problem of skills shortage, Sean?
That is a great question, Aki. Yes, absolutely. We're finding there is a bit of a skill shortage at the moment, but if you partner with Safricloud, we have a highly skilled team of engineers. Basically, we start from the beginning and we go through the whole digital strategy with you guys, and we do the whole project planning and the implementation of the platform with minimal downtime. whilst we're busy doing the implementation, we go through a whole year of basically looking at the platform and trying to ensure that you're getting the full functionality and full utilization of what the platform actually has to offer. During this time, what we call the hand-holding period, we actually sit with the team and with your strategy team or the customer strategy team, and we work through the process and we do a skills transfer. We also have Genesis also offer a certification program, so we can send your teams on certification. It's an annual subscription, and basically any new content that comes out, you guys are readily available. You can view it for a whole year. So any new changing tech that comes out is part of the subscription, which is massive advantage.
Well, listen, Shaun, I mean, it's great talking to you. My final question to you is about this race to the cloud. Is there, in fact, a race to the cloud, or are people just saying, listen, we need to speed up the process, we need to get there, but we need to just slow down the pace? I get the fact that there is a race to the cloud, and the question is accelerated by COVID, I guess, right?
I think, yes, it definitely has accelerated everything. But I believe that any business that needs to continue operating needs to be in a situation that their business is agile. You cannot continue business as usual. You cannot continue with on-premise equipment, because I've heard of numerous companies that were stuck in that same situation where they had on-premise and they couldn't continue business. Whereas our customer base, literally, it was turning the lights on. They were in the office the one day, the next day they were at home, and they continue to work as normal. So the nice thing about cloud is the flexibility. You're able to scale up, you're able to scale down on demand. Cloud requires less resources, which basically means that your IT department will be able to focus on other aspects of your business. They're not going to be worried about the cloud, because the cloud engineers, if you want to call them that, is focusing on the cloud, focusing on the platform. So your resources that you already have can focus on other things, and things that are important to your business, like, for instance, reporting. The nice thing about Genesis Cloud, that reporting functionality is real time, whereas traditional stuff, it's not accurate data, which is the biggest concern at this very point in time. But also, cloud also enables interconnectivity between multiple platforms, which is a big factor at this point in time. Being able to interact and integrate through the APIs. You can use the Genesis Cloud API, or you can build your own API. It's totally up to you. There's so many added features to being on cloud, because the technology is current. It's not outdated. It's right now. It's happening right now. And the reality is if you're not in the conversation, you're nowhere. Your business is not going to get through this time, because people are currently talking on different platforms, and platforms that are no longer traditional, like voice. People are now on the mobile and going through the web chats and the voice bots, and there's so many cool features that are coming out right now. AI is just in another level, at the moment, and understanding where your customer is talking from speaks thousands of words, because you can interact back with that customer on the preferred channel. So yes, definitely some really exciting things to come, and I think cloud is the future, definitely.
Wow, some interesting perspectives there. Lots of food for thought. Shaun Cothill, Business Development Executive at Safricloud. We thank you for your time and your insights into your business and where it's all going. And there's no doubt about it. You forget about the cloud. You don't take the journey onto the cloud. You do that at your own peril. Shaun, thank you so much. We wish you well.
Great, thank you, Aki. Thanks for having me. Much appreciated.